with over 67,000 soccer fans at the NRG Stadium on Thursday, the notion that football, or soccer as it is called in this part of America, is not a popular sport definitely is not true, especially with what we saw at the Manchester Derby game right here in Houston, Texas. Welcome to another beautiful Saturday afternoon on this beautiful channel and on Limitless Soccer. My name is Bayonle Arashi. Our timeline is filled with so much soccer material for you today. But of course, you remember last week I promised to end the show with that game between Manchester United legend and Barcelona legend. But because of time, we could not bring you that particular game highlight. But first on the show today, let's bring you the highlight of Manchester United legend versus Barcelona legend at the Camp Nou about 2 weeks ago. Enjoy that beautiful game and see some of your favorite football style again. And I'll be back on the show. Welcome. Welcome back from that beautiful highlight between Manchester United legend and of course Barcelona legend. I promised that was going to be a great highlight and I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as I did. That game was actually a two-legged affair, and of course the return leg of that game will be played at Old Trafford sometimes in August, and you have another chance to see some of those great superstars of the past again at Old Trafford. Quickly, we're going to be bringing you the transfer news early today. Over the week, of course, Alvaro Morata, the Real Madrid target man, signed for Chelsea Football Club for a record fee of £70 million plus add-on, which might actually make that particular price tag to become 80 million. That's a lot of money for that 25-year-old striker Alvaro Morata becoming a blue. As you know, Diego Costa is actually surplus to requirement at, of course, at Chelsea Stamford Bridge now. He's had all sort of problem with his coach Conte. Of course, Conte actually also said within the week that he has told Diego Costa since January that he is no longer in his plan. Only God knows what Diego Costa was waiting for. Personally, I think Costa is very, very difficult to manage as a player. But of course, as a player, he delivers when he is called upon at any time. Diego Costa, hence, he's about to sign for Atletico Madrid. But you know, Atletico Madrid are on suspension from transferring any player right now. So it's actually very, very, very difficult for them to sign any player right now. That is Atletico Madrid. So Alvaro Morata, welcome to Chelsea Football Club. Another Chelsea player that moved to the other side, Kurt Zouma, the young French defender. Injury has really hampered his development. He has signed a loan deal with Stoke City, a fellow English Premier League team in the English Premier League. And of course, he's going to be there for a whole season, of course, to further develop his game. He's just about 22, 23 years old. So the club technical director, our own Emenalo, said he's going to be a good chance for that young man to develop at Stoke City and of course come back strong to Chelsea come next season. Another player moved from Germany to the English Premier League. Chicharito Hernandez signed for West Ham Football Club from Bayer Leverkusen in a fee over £10 million. That was a very, very good deal for West Ham Football Club. West Ham really look good. I think generally this summer transfer window will really be good for all the teams in the English Premier League. Everton has really prepared very well in the transfer window. They've done really well for themselves. But of course, the addition of Chicharito to the West Ham squad that already has goalkeeper Joe Hart, Pablo Zabaleta, and other great players in the English Premier League will definitely make them a very strong force to reckon with come next season. Another transfer rumor now, Kylian Mbappe, 18-year-old French striker. Of course, his club warned every other club that has been contacting the player behind them that they should stay off that young man because they are going to report them to FIFA if they do not stop it. And of course, you know, now that Alvaro Morata has moved to England, definitely I think the direction that young man will be going will be Real Madrid. This is actually my own personal opinion, of course. It might not be his destination, but I think Real Madrid are good to go with that particular young man. And one of the craziest, of course, of the rumor, which is going to be my final news today on the transfer news, is that news coming that from Barcelona, that Brazil international and, of course, Barcelona superstar, of course, Neymar, he's going to be signing for Paris Saint-Germain. And wait for it, for a whooping £222 million. Yes, that is the amount that PSG are willing to pay for that Brazilian genius. £222 million. It has never happened before in football history. When Cristiano Ronaldo moved to Real Madrid some seasons ago, we thought it was not going to happen. But of course, Gareth Bale surpasses that again. And now it is the turn of Neymar. Only if this is going to happen, we look and see how that is going to pan out in the summer transfer window. But so far, that has been the biggest amount of money we have had in this game of ours. £222 million for Neymar. Is it worth it, or are we just going crazy in the football transfer window? That's about it on the transfer news today on Limitless Soccer. Let me take a quick break and I'll be back with more on the show today. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that news in the transfer window. Now straight we go to the International Champions Cup. That is a tournament that is played between top football clubs in Europe during the summer transfer window and of course during the summer break before different leagues across Europe eventually is going to kick off. And of course we're going to start from nowhere but here in Houston, where we have the first Manchester derby played outside of England happened on Thursday night. It was really a very good game, and we had 67,401 fans turned out at the NRG Stadium here in Houston. We have the highlight of that game between Manchester United and Manchester City. Romelu Lukaku has scored 2 goals in 2 games for Manchester United already, and of course he has really set a very good standard for himself in that game. So we bring you Manchester derby highlight and of course Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. The interest we have in the Arsenal game is because our own Nigeria international Alex Iwobi scored the equalizer for Bayern Munich in that game. Enjoy the highlights of that game and I'll be back on the show. Welcome back. The show is still Limitless Soccer on this wonderful TV channel this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Of course, this show is open to sponsorship. For sponsorship details, you can contact the producer of the show on the number showing on the screen or contact this TV station directly. And of course, you'll be glad you showcase your products and services on this show. Quickly, we go to the Gold Cup highlight that is currently going on in the United States right now. You know, the Gold Cup is actually a tournament of champions between the American teams. Of course, the quarterfinals was played within the week, and that was between the United States of America and of course El Salvador. The United States won that game because El Salvador had not had any victory over the United States in their past meetings. They won that game by 2 goals to nothing. And the other quarterfinals was between Jamaica, Canada, and of course Mexico, Honduras. We have the United States Salvador highlight as well as the Mexico versus Honduras highlight on the show this afternoon. Enjoy it, and I'll be back. Welcome back. The US team actually did so well in that quarterfinal game, and come Saturday, later today, of course, they will be playing against Costa Rica in the semi-finals, while Mexico will also be playing in the semi-finals versus Jamaica. That will be a very tough game to look forward to on Saturday today, and of course Sunday the Mexicans are going to be playing. As we reach home stretch today on the show, we bring you another highlight of another top club in Europe in the International Champions Cup. That is the game between Roma and Paris Saint-Germain. That is the crazy team that really want to sign Neymar for that crazy amount, £222 million. It's as if I've not had that kind of amount of money before, but before you know it, it's going to happen because the money is there. Another interest we have in this particular game is because Super Eagles lanky striker Sadiq Umar scored the equalizer for Roma in that preseason Champions game. And of course, another highlight from another team who followed suit. And of course, I'll come back and round off the show for today. Enjoy those highlights and I'll be back to round off the show. That's our time on Limitless Soccer today. I intentionally didn't mention the second team that will be showing the highlights, and that was between AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund. AC Milan has also prepared really well in the transfer window, and I think we should watch out for them in the UEFA Champions League come next season. That's our time today on Limitless Soccer, and special thanks goes to the production crew of this show. Don't forget to come and showcase your product and services on this show, and you will sure be glad you did. My name is Bayonle Arashi. Till I come your way, same time, same station next week. Keep doing sport. I love you guys. Bye bye now.